Tonight, Holly Williams on assignment for 60 Minutes.
In the year since Russia invaded its neighbour Ukraine, Vladimir Putin's army has succeeded in capturing just one regional capital, the city of Kherson. It was a key objective in the Kremlin's attempt to seize Ukraine's Black Sea coast. The 8-month occupation of Kherson ended in November, when Ukraine's army forced the Russians to retreat back across the Dnipro River. But the city's residents are now under fire almost every day from enemy artillery positioned less than a mile away. We visited Kherson this month, and from what we witnessed, Russia's goal appears to be the destruction of what it cannot control.
The story will continue in a moment.
When we drove alongside the river, we didn't let the speedometer dip below 70 miles an hour. On one bank is the city. On the other, Russian tanks, artillery and snipers. A fast-moving target is hard to hit.
People in our city, they are the target. The enemy is crazy.
Як справи, хлопці?
Helena Luhova used to be a school teacher and a city council member.
Що ми сьогодні маємо?
Ukraine's president put Luhova in charge of rebuilding Kherson.
My working place.
Effectively, its mayor.
Добрий день.
We watched as she managed aid distribution, power outages, and an avalanche of problems caused by Russian shelling. Kherson has been shelled more than 2,000 times in the last 3 months.
Is there a pattern to what the Russians are hitting with the shelling, or is it random?
During a long period of occupation for 8 months, they know all the information as for our infrastructure. So they know everything.
Because they occupied the city, they know where the schools are. They know where the humanitarian aid points are.
Yes, they know.
Would you prefer it if all civilians left the city?
It will be better for them, I think. You know, our people go to bed every day, and they don't know exactly if we'll be awake in the morning. It's really terrible.
Before the war, 300,000 people lived in Kherson. Now, about 60,000 remain. More than 80 people have been killed by the shelling. This fire station and 19 medical facilities have been hit. Nothing, it seems, is sacred. There's a bomb crater right outside the Church of the Exaltation of the Cross. Inside, it was below freezing. 84-year-old Valentina Sirik told us she was asking God to give the Russians common sense. It's very dangerous in Kherson now. Why are you still here? If you were this old, where would you go? She asked us. It's the elderly and those without the means to leave who have stayed.
That's where it landed, is that right?
We pulled up to this apartment building just hours after it took a direct hit. Irina Barandich was cleaning up the damage to her sister's apartment up on the 4th floor.
С тобой все нормально, спрашивают. Нормально, говорит.
She's okay.
Норма.
Nobody was hurt. Elena lives in one of only 3 apartments still occupied.
Why would they hit your building?
Чтоб украинцев убить.
Because they simply want to annihilate Ukrainians, she said. What other reason could there be? They've grown used to cleaning up the debris in Kherson. But so much more has been shattered.
And with the war, it is almost no people here.
In English, we would call it a ghost town.
Katia Fativa has refused to leave Kherson despite offers of a place to stay from friends outside Ukraine. Her Her son Max, who's 9 years old, started piano lessons last summer. Fativa told us it's been a good distraction because it's unsafe to go outside and play.
We still believe that everything will be good sooner and our victory will come and our life will return to our ordinary
Why are
way.
you so certain that things will go back to normal?
We are on our land and we believe we are Ukrainians and we want to live in Ukraine and nothing will change this, you see? Nothing.
You heard that, right?
Yes.
It's as if nothing happened. You don't shake, you don't even turn your head.
No.
You got used to it.
Yes, we have got used to this, all this. Because every bomb, every attack will take us to our victory.
Kherson's defiance was obvious as the Kremlin's troops rolled into town last March. Thousands demonstrated. Within days, Russian soldiers opened fire and began arresting protesters. Residents were ordered to use Russian currency, and schools were told to adopt a Russian curriculum. Fativa would have none of it.
We continued studying in our Ukrainian school by Zoom, online, with our teachers, with our programs.
That was illegal.
Yes, of course, it was illegal from their side, but they tried to take our children there.
The Russians wanted to control what your children were thinking, what they learned.
Yes, you're absolutely right. They really want to control our people's mind, what to do, what not to do, and so on.
We realised where Fativa's courage came from when we met her father. Vladimir Sagayak manages a foster home just outside the city. After hearing reports that Ukrainian children were being deported to Russia, Sagayak decided to hide 46 kids in his care. He placed some of the children with their distant relatives. The rest were sent off with foster home staff. Fake documents helped them get past Russian checkpoints.
What are these stories you came up with to explain new children appearing in families?
We had a young kindergarten teacher who took in 5 kids from 5 to 16 years of age. And we worked out a story for her, that her sister was in her last month of pregnancy and she was looking after her sister's kids. With the help of Photoshop, we created a doctor's note. That's how they got through.
More than 6,000 Ukrainian children have been taken into Russian custody since the war began, according to research by Yale University. This is security camera video from the day last June when Russian soldiers came to Vladimir Sagayak's foster home. He told them he'd sent the children back to their families.
If the Russians had found out exactly what you did, that you hid 46 children, what do you think they might have done to you?
I think I would not be talking to you today.
Hundreds of others who resisted were brought to this place, known as the Pit.
And then what's this to the right here?
Andrei Ondrashenko told us he was tortured here with electric shocks to his head and genitals.
Tied you to the chair?
People he knew were being beaten in adjoining cells.
You could hear the screams of your friends
every time
while they were being tortured.
Every time, yes.
His crime was painting pro-Ukrainian graffiti. But by November, the occupiers lost their grip on Kherson. Squeezed between the advancing Ukrainian army and the river, they withdrew. The sounds of celebration were soon replaced by this, the new tyranny of Russian artillery.
The whole thing's underground.
It's too risky for Mayor Halina Luhova and her team to work in the town hall.
Secretary here.
So the administration of a city the size of St. Louis has been crammed into this basement.
There are a lot of problems we have, and you see the people who solve them.
And I'm just noticing it's nearly all women.
There are a lot of women here also, yes, that's right. Дівчат у нас багато, дівчата?
They've had to improvise. To keep the buses running, parts have been salvaged from those hit by shells. And the heat at this hospital is off most days, so that wisps of steam don't catch the attention of Russian artillery spotters.
I've heard that you like to describe Kherson as invincible, neslamne.
Neslamne.
Why did you choose that word?
We are unbreakable. All the people of Ukraine are unbreakable.
But Luhova believes Russian collaborators still lurk in the city.
They phone them to the left bank of the river and say, where I am, where our team is, what we are doing. They say everything.
Feeding information to the Russians.
Yes.
And
yes.
telling them what to hit.
Yes, yes, it's true.
And what should happen to those collaborators now?
We have to kill them. I think that they have no right to live.
No right to live.
No right to live.
It was the bluntness of a person who's been targeted by Russian artillery 7 times.
The enemy is in front of us on the left bank of the river, and this place is very dangerous.
They're a few hundred yards away.
This is my house.
This was your house?
Yes.
Luhova left Kherson for 6 months during the occupation because she feared she'd be killed. While she was gone, her house was burned down. She blames the collaborators.
All I had during my life, this is my house. We'll together build this house with the family, with my husband and with my 2 sons.
It's tragedy.
A tragedy.
For me and for people.
Helena Luhova told us she tries not to sleep in the same place 2 nights in a row and travels in an armoured van.
It's dangerous, but I have to do my work. I have to help people. I have to be with them with humanitarian aids. It's my duty, so I do it.
This city will remain under fire so long as the Russians are on the opposite side of the river. Only if Ukraine's military can push them back will Katya Fativa's son enjoy a walk outside with his grandfather.
Do you think Kherson will ever go back to what it was like before?
I'm sure it will become much, much better because people have changed. Our minds have changed. Maybe sometimes we didn't understand really that we are Ukrainians. And now with the help of this war, we understand who we are, what we want, and the most important, we understand what we don't want.
What it takes to report from Ukraine.
Unfortunately, we got spotted by some Russian tanks and then took artillery for 2 hours.
At 60minutesovertime.com, sponsored by Pfizer.